Hello and welcome. We are with Mr. Per-Stefan Gersbro, the MD of Packbridge. Sir, with you're running a packaging and logistics cluster in Sweden. What is it that you could bring to the table for Indian clusters?
You know, Packbridge is based in a region where actually modern consumer packaging was born. This is a place where Tetra Pak, Arkelon & Rousing and Wrexham had their first operations. We believe there is a huge opportunity for the technology we represent within our ecosystem today in Europe. And actually we have members from all over the world already. I believe that technology is and the solutions is very useful for the huge Indian market opportunity. I believe the members in this cluster could help providing brand owners and small to medium-sized businesses here with better packaging solutions and giving a better opportunity for them to operate in a global society.
You've also been engaging with Indian companies for several years now. What is the kind of interest that you're perhaps seeing now from smaller companies? Because the companies that you have so far engaged with are perhaps large companies, you know?
I think that small businesses as well as large businesses have the same need for good solutions when it comes to packaging and logistics. The challenge for the smaller companies is even bigger than for the larger companies because they have some operation in place and they have some contacts in place. The small businesses don't know where to turn and they don't know which type of questions to ask. That's where the support is most valuable.
Logistics has been a problem area for several sectors in India, particularly if you talk about agriculture and the food processing business. Now, what is the kind of interest that you are seeing from Indian companies as far as these sectors are concerned?
I see a huge interest to be visual on the bigger market and also to have solutions that actually provide the best value for the products inside. Because when the product is important, the packaging is important. And to have a good package helps you selling that product and the value that you would like the consumer to have in the end.
So you're also consulting several other clusters across countries like China and Japan. What is what is the difference that you expect as far as the Indian market is concerned?
I think there is a common denominator between all these markets. Some are a little bit further in development, if you look at Japan, for example. So they have a lot of technology themselves. So I think there it goes both ways. You can learn from each other on the highest level of technology. When it comes to the a little bit less developed market, then I think the technology we have access to in the cluster operation with the members we already have in place. It's 220 top-notch members and they have the technology being able to do this support already now. So I think from the perspective of India, I think here the support in making this market grow quicker on the global arena is much more obvious than, for example, in Japan.
So, what are the kind of partnerships that you're hoping to strike? Would you want to work with government agencies, or would you want to work with private sector, or would you want to work with all parties concerned?
Well, I think I wouldn't exclude anyone here. I think the basic idea with the cluster is that you actually include the businesses. The business is there for the drive. That's where the actual business is happening. We need the academy. So we need connections with the universities and institutions that have research. And definitely we need contacts on the government level. So because that's where the clockwork starts ticking very often.
Have you been engaged in a consultative capacity by any state government in India so far?
Not so far. So that is to come. So this is the starting point, I would say, on the next chapter in our development. We haven't been, from a Packbridge perspective, so active in India yet.
So just how important is India then from the Packbridge perspective?
Well, it's the second biggest market in the world when it comes to population, and we see lots of opportunities for a growing market here. It is one of the BRIC countries, and even if some of these BRIC countries are struggling a little bit now, they will come back on track and a lot will happen in India. We need to be here.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.